Hello, crafty friends. Lynn Lush here from Create Scout, and I have my friend Ginny here. So,
Hi, everyone.
Ginny, thank you so much for being here today because I am sharing something with Ginny today that I'm super excited about, and that is the one sheet wonderful die system. Now, Ginny, I've told you about this for a little while now. I've been working on this along with my collaborator from the Stamp Doctor, Michelle Monet. And oh my goodness, I'm so super excited about this system.
So I finally get to see it today.
Yes.
Finally.
So
All right.
I've been telling Ginny about it, and I said, hey, how about if I come over? Would you mind doing a little video shoot with me so that I could share it with you and get your reaction? So
right.
You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen over so that we can see what I have to share with you. All right. So inside this little binder here is all the yumminess that I'm going to share with you about the one sheet wonderful die system.
Open,
I know,
open.
right? All right. So when your system comes, it's going to be all kinds of fun things inside this large envelope that you're going to get. Now, I've put some of it together, Ginny, already, but I'm going to kind of walk you through it as we go through it. But I want to first show you the dies that I told you about, and then I'm going to show you all the other goodies. Okay. So
okay.
I know, right? So as we open it up here, now the first thing that I'm going to see in my envelope are these two little stickers here. There's this long sticker here, and then the one sheet wonderful die system here, and that's going to go on the front of my binder along with here, because you know what we wanted to do is we wanted to put together a system that was an organized system, something that could grow, that can make it easy for you to craft.
So I just bring my binder and
exactly,
I'm ready to go.
Your binders, some selected papers, which I'm going to show you some fun papers as well, and your die cutting machine. But once you have everything cut using this system, put it all away, and you're going to be able to put all your cards together. It's going to be super duper easy and well organized.
All right.
And I know that's something that you look forward to. So all right, so I have those, and then I just a little special something right there that will come in your package. All right, so here it is. Here's one of the initial dies that comes in the system. Now that's a lot of dies right there, right? But that's just one of the dies. And I'm going to go ahead. What I've done is when they arrived, they actually came in these sheet protectors, these particular dies. So I can pull them out here. And we have these indexed sheets. You know how it is a lot of times when we have a die system, or excuse me, a die set, they all come in a package, and they're, we wanted to make it super easy so that you can keep accounting of all of the dies that you have. So they're like, oh wait, I still need to put this one back or whatever. So anyway, so that's why this is indexed. So this is the main die right here. This is, now I've told you about the one sheet wonder. Initially, you weren't real familiar with it.
I've never heard of one sheet wonder. Okay. I've been a crafter for a few years now, but I'm still a newbie.
Okay. So essentially, as I had mentioned to you before, a one sheet wonder is simply where initially it was introduced where you took a printed piece of paper that you had a template, and you followed and you cut all of these lines, and it could have been a variety. Some of them were 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 8.5 by 11, a variety of different sizes, and you cut them according to a template, and then you didn't have any paper waste, and then you used those printed sheets on cardstock. But we wanted to do something a little bit further. We wanted to kind of offer an opportunity to make it super easy by making a die out of it, rather than having to follow the guidelines of cutting and using the cutter and whatnot. So this is why we created
this one die. Just goes through the machine, and I get all of those. You
get all of these pieces right here.
Okay.
Now this is in the one sheet wonder. This is the one sheet where you're going to be able to do either, because we have another die that complements this. You're going to do a printed sheet and the back layer piece. So it gives it a really good finite detail picture. So you're going to have a card that's going to be this complete. Now I'm going to show you for example, one of the cards that I made. Now, this is super, super simple, but this showed the
I like
shadow piece, the
simple.
back, right? Right, simple is
For
good.
me.
So this is the back piece, and then this is the print sheet, okay? So this
Okay.
is the small, and this is the large. And I'm gonna refer, sometimes we refer to it as print and solid, but our system refers to it as small as the print
Got it.
and large as your cardstock, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna tell you about something else in regards to these great sentiments here. So I'm gonna set this aside. So that's what this piece will do. It'll cut out all of those. And this particular card was one of those pieces, all right? So set that again aside. So we have all of these pieces here, okay? That's gonna cut out at one time. So I'm gonna have you hold that for me.
Okay.
Now, without going into great detail, because what I'm excited about is Michelle and I are going to be continuing to put together all kinds of training, because what this system comes with, not only do you get the system that allows you to do the one sheet wonder, makes you're creating your card super simple, quick and easy, but it also gives you additional pieces to create with. We call these and refer to these a lot of times as secondary dies. You get the main die, but you get the secondary dies that complement these pieces. They're incrementally spaced so that you're going to have additional layers. So these are available, but we're not even going to touch those today. I'm just
Okay.
going to kind of show you how the system is awesome just by using the main set.
Okay.
And we refer to these as connected dies.
Okay.
Okay. So if you would
I'll hold
take
that.
that and you're going to actually just lay that back on here onto
Okay.
the index sheet.
So it's a magnet.
Yes, good,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you were
So-
just really good at
At-
holding
at-
all those together.
And holding all those, so good, thank you for
Thank
that
you.
reminder. So yes, these are all magnets.
Oh my gosh. I
As you
love
can
those.
see, it's,
Oh, yeah.
I'm holding it up here and they're not
So
falling
they're
off.
not just falling all over or in my little
Yes,
pockets.
thank
or
you for pointing that
envelopes.
out, that, yep, you caught that right away. So this is one of our
Okay.
sheets, and then we have its friend. It's, I can't really say it's exactly the same because it's not, because,
Right.
but it's twin in regards to the fact that it
Oh.
matches the same sets, all right?
Okay.
So this is the large and the small
Mhm.
sets, okay? So if you want to hold that for me, I'm
Okay.
going to take this off and look at this. It's additionally, we have the large connected dies. We have the secondary dies that follow
Right.
and,
Follow that.
the same thing. So if we were to take this and this, okay? So this right here is going to be our large die, okay? Now, what I did on what I'm going to do on my set is I have it written over here that this is small and this is large, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually write small and large on the back side, on the flat side here, so that if they're on my desk and everything's in disarray, I'm like, oh, I need my large die. I know that this is going to go with cardstock and this one's going to go with print.
Oh, so this one, this one I would do with
Right,
my cardstock, and then my printed paper
exactly.
is with.
One is going to go over the other.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So
So now I've got all shapes that coordinate together.
all shapes that
and I
coordinate
can
together.
Make whatever I like.
That's exactly right. And I'm going to show you some samples in a little bit, so to, kind
Okay,
of clarify
Okay.
that,
good.
but making sense so far?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
And
these,
then these are even, there's even a design, is there? No.
well, nope, these
These
are
match.
just straight cuts.
Oh, that's perfect.
These are straight
Yes,
cuts.
good.
So one fits inside the other. So if I laid this one right here on top of there, all right, I need to move it over. And if I can show our audience here, if I lay this here, you'll see that fits in just just beautifully, right?
That's
All right.
beautiful. Yeah.
So this one right here, this piece right here. Now remember, I'm going to mark it so it makes it easier, and it really is going to go so much quicker. This is my large,
Yeah.
so this is going to cut out my larger pieces, and this is my small, and it goes on top. Okay.
All right.
So in addition, we'll just set those aside and put it all
Okay.
back together in a little bit. There you go. Now, in addition, to those dies, we get all of these, right? Now, these are also on magnetic sheets. They come in your package already on the sheets. I'm going to pull these out just so you can see all these elements here.
Yes, pull them out.
Look, look, look. I absolutely look at the hearts.
I love that. I love the 2 sizes.
Right, well, there's actually,
Oh
there's
my gosh,
three,
there's
right?
3 sizes.
So there's the 3, there's the little balloons there,
Balloons.
the little strings, and it has a little bow. Oh my gosh,
I
this
love
is so
that.
much fun. I've had the opportunity of creating with the whole sets already, and they're so much fun. So these right here are all words that you're just gonna
You
be
know,
able.
and these, Lynn, are words that I actually use. You know, being just a busy crafter and a simple crafter, I really need congratulations. I need
Yep.
happy birthday. I need
So,
let's
yep.
celebrate.
And that's in for this initial set right here. We wanted to just create something that everyone needs, right? They're just
Yes.
basic words. So right, we have congratulations, best wishes, happy birthday, and
Celebrate.
congrats, yeah,
I love
smile.
that.
So all of these words. And in addition, we have all of these other elements up here that are flowers. Inside, we have the little stamen elements, a different type of flower. These are adorable
Oh,
little
I love the
buttons.
buttons.
So different size buttons. This one has the stitching inside of it, little heart buttons that correlate. I mean, we really wanted to offer something that had a variety of different options. All right.
Love that.
All right. So now I'm going to share with you what this initial set right here, awesome by itself, but look at this. Okay. This one right here is really one of our
Now,
fun.
all this comes together.
All of this comes together,
Okay.
all of it.
Okay.
When you get your package, this is everything that I'm showing you is exactly what comes. The only thing I provided, so that's a great question. The only thing that I provided, Ginny, was the file folder, the
Yeah,
little notebook, and 13 sheets. Now, remember, I said
I've got those.
that these already come in their protective sheets, the
Yes.
dies themselves. But I'm gonna show you in a little bit where you're gonna need those additional 13 sheets.
I-
All right,
Okay.
so here's what's awesome fun. I'm gonna show you in a little bit how these come into play. Remember how we had the large and the small of the connected dies here,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Well, we have a small and a large sentiment die set, okay?
Do the same thing.
Do it
Yeah,
exactly
I
the
know
same.
what that means.
Yeah,
You
right?
can layer on top.
You can layer on top.
Okay.
So the first cut's going to give you the sentiment piece, and the second one's going to give you the layer that goes under it. In fact, you see this one right here?
Yes.
This is exactly what that did. So the large was the cardstock here. The
Right.
small was this little print.
Okay.
All right.
Love that.
Super. And we have, look at all of these different element
Shapes.
sizes, shapes, right? All right. So pretty simple right there, but how it works is just awesome. Now, in addition to the dies and the elements that we showed in just a little earlier, we also have more dies that come that are words. So these words also have the shadow pieces along with it, which is really popular, gives an
Yes,
added element,
really
a little bit more
does.
dimension to your cards. And what I really love is these little pieces right here. These right here, so like this is a heart element, different hearts here that actually when you cut them out, they're all separate. You can make confetti. You can use these pieces in,
So cute.
right, in your little shaker cards.
So cute.
But these are going to be fun where, if you have your sentiment written and you just want a little element on, just
Just pop it
dye
right
that
on
out,
there.
right? So several there. All right. So those are the dies. And now I'm going to, let's go ahead and just flip this over for right now.
Okay.
Kind of move it over to
I
because
will
I'm
do
going to show you
that.
some of the other fun things that come along. All right. So
You
in
know
this,
what? I just want to tell you, what I love about those shapes is I have kind of my go-to shapes. But they're all over my craft room. They're just all over the place.
So you have this
and
set over here that's
yeah,
hearts
or
and this one here.
I can't find which, shape fits which stamp. Or
Right,
which
just
sentiment
want
I
something
have.
simple.
I do. I just want, and then I love the oval and I love the squares. You know, the
Yep.
instead of the.
Thank you for
so,
that. I appreciate, and I believe
love
that this
that.
system is going to give a lot of crafters, whether you're brand new to card making, to crafting, whatever, it's going to give you that simple part of it. But even as a simple, as a seasoned crafter and card maker, it's just going to make it easier because we're all busy. I don't care what you're doing. You crafting is going to take additional time out of a busy schedule, and it just makes it nice when everything's super simple,
I
right?
think the other piece I like is how much it just uses all the paper at once. So I
Oh,
don't have little
yes.
scraps of paper. I don't have it.
Yep,
uses it all at
that's
once.
exactly right. I remember when we chatted about that, that was a highlight for you,
My
right?
crafter guilt. Yes.
Exactly. All right, so this right here, I'm not gonna go into great detail, but it comes with project pouches, which in our training that we're gonna be additionally providing, we'll go into more detail. But these sheets are already pre-printed. They come, I just had to kind of score them, cut them down at the side, fold them in half and put them in here. After I cut all of those pieces, remember those connected dies?
Yeah.
So all those pieces are going to fall out. Well, when I put my pieces together to create cards, which I'll show in just a minute, all the sketches we have, I'm going to put those pieces inside here. And then if card number 1 takes 3 different pieces, all 3 of those pieces are going to go in there.
Wow, I
My
love that.
card base is going to go in here that I'm already going to have pre-cut. And so all of that. And we have 8 pouches. We have additional sheets available as well if you're going to do a lot of card making once. Remember when, and you're the one who came up with the idea, I think, is, everything's cut. I die cut everything. My crafting table is a mess. I can clean all that up, set it all aside. And now I just have these pieces right here and I can just craft without having everything all over the place.
I love
It truly
that.
is in
For
one
a
place.
last minute card, you can just go in, grab your pouches, make your
Absolutely.
card, and
So
I love that.
walking through, now I've put mine in sheet protectors. I
Okay.
needed to provide 13 sheet protectors to put all of these papers in. These come already,
Okay.
and the papers, you just cut them down, put them in there. But all of these come in your system as well. This is how to use, can you hand me one of our connected dies? One of the large ones there. There we go. All right. So this right here is going to show us how to lay this on on our cardstock and or our print paper, right? And then it's the numbering. I'm not going to go into that real quick, but I kind of told you that once I have a piece of paper, I'm going to lay my die on it and I'm going to number it so that when I run it through the die machine, it's going to come out. All those pieces are going to fall out. Now, you could probably, if you didn't number it, go, okay, well, this is number 4, but it's so much easier when you use this actually as a little template itself and write all the numbers down. Okay, the numbers aren't going to be seen because we're doing it on the back side of the paper. This is just teaching you how to use that.
Okay.
All right, this is teaching you how to use the other dies. Okay, remember the sentiment dies that I showed you?
Mhm.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
so this is showing you how to use the sentiment dies with some papers that we're actually including with the kit when it comes to you, when the set comes to you. All right, so you cut this paper in half and then lay the die on each of these sentiment sheets, and all those pieces are cut out.
So these sheets are like training.
Yep, this is all
So
training.
it's training, and then I can still get training from you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm here to give you additional training. So I'm going to run through these right here. These are all of our sketches. Right now we have 3 different sketches that provide up to 17 different card layouts that you can use. Each sketch is going to provide a certain number of cards for each sketch. So for example, sketch 1 is when you do all of these pieces, these little pieces right here. Remember, there's 14 pieces, 1 piece of printed paper, right?
Right.
This sketch set right here is going to make 7 cards. Okay.
Really, I run it through one
What-
time. That's gonna help
on
me
the
make-
print, and then a cardstock
And that's 7 cards.
and that's 7 cards.
That's amazing.
So this first one right here is actually showing you, let's move it this way, make it a little easier. So this one right here are all the sketches. Now they look pretty simple, but once you add the sentiments that we talked about a little earlier, once you add the sentiments, it's going to look awesome. So this is a quick overview of all of the sketches
So I
for
can
this
refer
particular.
to that
Yes.
when I want to. Okay.
Yes. This is the exact same thing. Okay, exact same card 1, 2, 3, all the way up through 7. But these are full size. So here, let me show you. This is card 1 of sketch 1. All right.
Okay.
Do you see that that's exactly the full size? Now, why this is
Oh,
really
nice.
helpful is for those who are like, oh, you know what? How far away? I looked at the
Measuring.
sketch, but how far away do I really want? You know, I mean, sometimes that's important for some people.
It
Other
is.
people are like, oh, it doesn't, I'm okay. I don't need that. But we wanted to make sure that it was easy for everybody. All right. So this is just showing the placement of the main pieces.
Very
Okay.
nice.
And so
Okay.
that's going to go through all 7 of those cards. And then guess what? We have the same thing for sketch 2. Okay.
Okay.
Sketch 2. And guess what? All of sketch 2 pieces are on the print right here. Turn it over. You have the full size.
So I can just put my card, I can put these just
Yep.
exactly where it tells me
And
to
if
do
if
that.
it's easier for you where you
Uh-huh.
have all your pieces cut and you can just follow these,
And make my card.
you can make your cards just from this. So we wanted to make it easy for
I
all
like that.
levels of crafters. All right. And guess what? We have sketches 3, same thing. Now, one thing that I didn't point out on the first one is this layout right here. All of these are the pieces that are numbered, right? And I told
Right.
you that, you know, in that first training sheet that each card might use, for example, great, thank you. The card number for sketches 3, card number 1 uses piece number 4. Card number 4 uses piece 3. And so it tells you which piece goes to which card.
Okay.
Now, it's listed there, but it's also listed down here.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And just like the other ones, all the cards are listed here. So the first sketch set has 7 cards. The next 2, sketch 2 and 3, have 5 cards that you can make. And we're making more.
Okay.
And we're excited to see what all of our creators make as well. But then they're full-size cards as well. Okay. Now this one right here. Do you remember I talked about the secondary dies?
Yes.
All right. So all of that was just using the first dies. This is for the secondary dies. Okay.
So the first dies are the main,
The main
the
main
cardstock
pieces.
and the printed paper.
Yes.
And the secondary dies help us get fancy.
And so they're all individual loose, just like this. So
Right.
these would be considered along with the
Yeah.
other pieces. These are called secondary dies.
Okay.
Okay.
They help you get fancy.
Exactly. And be
Okay.
able to expand your system.
Yeah.
So as time permits, you can, you know, and we're going to have sketches for that. You can just create all kinds of things. So for right now, we provided this, and these are all color coded. So in our next sketches that we come up with, we're going to be adding additional sketches that might include and will include the secondary dies.
Okay.
So we might say, all right, well, for this card, you're going to need A, and that's one of the main sets. B is the secondary, is the next set, the
Right.
connected dies, but then C and D are the secondary dies. So we might say, all right, for this one, you're going to need A and B of these different numbers, but then you're going to need 3C and 6D.
So then if I cut out all my pieces and I've organized them, then I look at a sketch and I've got all my pieces.
You got it.
I just go to my pockets and I create according to that sketch,
That's
whatever sketch I choose.
That's exactly right.
And what is this?
So this right here, this is, but
This
wait,
is my dream.
this right here, and I told you about this.
Yeah.
This is that, but wait, there's more moment.
Oh my
So if you
gosh.
could grab one of those, the sentiment dies, so that's one of the smaller ones.
This one?
Nope, one of our smaller ones is right inside here.
Okay.
I
Go
know,
there.
we'll get it, right?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, you're getting there.
These?
Yep. So go ahead and
There you go.
All right, so this is the small one. So I'm gonna move that one over there,
Okay.
just out of the way there. So this right here is with your system. It's going to come with 3 sets of card kits. What we refer to a card kit includes everything outside of the card base to make some cards, all right? And you can choose whichever card sketch you want to use. You'll either, if you selected card sketch 1, you're gonna make 7 cards. If you do card sketch 2 or 3, you're gonna make 5 cards.
Okay.
So each set comes with a sentiment sheet, tell you about that in a moment. The backing piece, and it's actually 2 because you need backing for your sentiments,
Yes.
and then it's gonna come with a print.
Oh, that's
And you
so
need the
cute.
backing piece, the large piece for the sentiment,
Right.
or excuse me, for the
Okay,
print
for
as
the
well,
print.
right? All right, so it's gonna come with, so a kit comes with the sentiment sheet, 2 cardstock, and 1 of the print. And it comes, this is funky floral. This is pretty pansy posies. Anyways, it's purple. All of a sudden, I'm like, ah, and then this is birthday. So those are the 3 kits that comes in, but I want to show you how this works. Remember, this is the fun piece. So when you get these sheets right here, now remember, you can use sentiments that you have in your stamps. You can use stamps you already have. You can use products that you already have. But what's fun about this is already done for you. I don't need to pull any inks out. I don't need to pull out any stamps.
Exactly.
It's just done for you.
So it helps me get it going right away with my dies. I can go ahead making
As soon
cards
as-
the day it comes in. I
Right.
don't have to stress about what paper am I going to use, what stamp, how would it fit.
As
It
soon
lets
as it
me
comes in the mail,
get
you,
making.
yep, you can start creating right away.
That is from
So with these sheets right here, I'm going to cut down the middle,
okay.
and I'm going to cut down the middle of that.
I can do
So
that.
whether you're going to cut it the 5.5,
Yeah.
the 4 1/4, whichever way you start first.
Okay.
So that's going to leave you a quadrant. Okay. So you actually have up to 20 different sentiments out of 1 sheet. Okay.
Nice.
Now, you'll either be with this kit, you'll either be making 7 or 5 cards, right? So if
Right.
you wanted to use all of these, you would probably need more paper, and either the print and the cardstock. You would need
Right.
more. We have more of these available on the stampdoctor.com. So that's the main site for the shopping through with Michelle's site. So there's more. But if you wanted to use all of these up, you would need more. But this little quadrant right here, look what this does. Okay, so this is my cut line right here.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, was not in camera there. So there's my cut line. Guess what? Let's say this is 1 quadrant here. Look at how this
Oh,
beautifully.
it just fits perfectly.
Yep, it's basically the size of an A2 card right there here. And I line it up, run it through my machine, comes out, falls out. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing with my cardstock. I'm going to use my large sentiment die.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to have these in quadrants as well. I'm going to lay it on top, and then my pieces are going to be together. So just like you are showing here, this would be cut in halves. So there'd be 4 quadrants there. And then this piece, the sentiment, is going to go on top of here.
So this makes the backing for my sentiment.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Now, for time's sake, I know I threw a lot at you, and I know that our audience might be like, oh, this is really exciting. They might want to learn more about it. So I'll share that. I just want to kind of show you an idea of some of the cards that we have. Okay. So I'm just going to
So
real
these
quickly.
are some ideas of what I can make.
Yep. For example, these right here are sketch 1. So remember how many cards
Yeah,
was in
right.
sketch 1? There were 7.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. So now I also remember the sentiments. So this is the birthday set. Okay.
Right.
So the birthday set, all of these pieces were cut out using the connected dies, the base. Okay. I haven't even touched the secondary dies,
Right.
right? And then these sentiments right here, actually, there's
Oh,
a
there's one.
sentiment. I did add one, so I gotta correct that. But all of these are sentiments that were used with the sentiment paper.
On our sentiment
Right,
paper.
using the sentiment dies, okay? So those are some fun cards, right? Super simple, but they're really pretty,
So I
right?
get my dies. I know, it's like, I don't mean to be dense about this, but I get my dies because I can't believe it.
I know,
I
right?
get my dies, I get my package in mail and I can make those. that day.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Now this one, I still need to put my
Okay.
a sentiment there. I'm probably gonna use one of the words, that's one of the secondary dies, but this one
Mhm.
creates
Nice.
a 5 cards, okay? Guess what these are? Right, these are
Yeah.
gatefold cards.
Hey,
So you pick and choose. Don't get yourself locked into, oh, Lynn used the happy birthday. You could use whatever sentiment that you want on your
those are so
cards.
cute.
Now, let me show you also. This is the last set. 1, 2. I just really think that was so fun. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so
Nice.
this is on sketch number
Sweet.
3. So all of those pieces right there are all available to create with your kit when you get them. You're going to be able to choose whichever sketch you want. You could actually use all your papers. One of your kits could be using, let's set that aside. One of your kits could be, you might make the purple ones here out of sketch 1. So you get 7 cards out of here. You might decide to use, for the birthday one, you might decide to use sketch 2. And then for your funky flowers, you might decide that you're going to use sketch 3. So you have the ability to make all 17 cards. You're going to have some sentiments left over. That's okay. You can make more cards down the road,
That's right.
because what happens is you just hold on to those little extra sheets, that sentiments that you create, and we're good to go.
And I've got little minis ready to go.
Right? You can make some little itty bitties that are itty bitties that are fun to make. So I'm going to go ahead and switch our camera back over so we can kind of close out our time together. All right. So what do you think?
I love this. I love this. This is really just right down my alley.
We've
Yeah.
talked about it because you have learned to create and you enjoy it.
I do enjoy it. I think where I hit the wall is I just don't have a lot of time. So I'll go in and look at all my crafts. I get a little bit overwhelmed
Right.
and where to start. So I end up making the exact same card like every time.
Right.
It's a little different
because
paper,
it's simple.
and glad it's not going to the same person.
Exactly.
You know, but-
And that's, you know what, that's a really good point. You could change up your paper, I
the
really
same
do
card.
believe this. You could change up the paper, give the exact same card. You maybe whether you use the same sentiment, the sentiment's going to be different paper, so they're not going to really catch it, and you can give the same card.
And
Anyways,
I just think that's great. And I just love also when purchasing something, being able to work right away and doing it right away rather than it going to my shelf thinking, okay, I need to get to that. I need to get to that. I can do it right then and there. And I appreciate.
So I really
I can
do
do this.
appreciate you taking the time for me to be able to do this little video and share it with my other crafty friends, but I get to share it with you as well.
Yes.
So thank you so much,
You're
Ginny. I
welcome. It's
appreciate
my
you so
pleasure.
much.
Can't
And
wait.
well, if you
I'm
are
shopping.
excited, right? If you're excited about finding more information on how you can get your own one sheet wonderful die system, then please make sure you check the link in the description below. You can go to my site at createscout.com and everything is listed there as well. I want to also give a little shout out to my collaborator, Michelle Monet from The Stamp Doctor. I'm super excited and blessed to be able to work with her. Her knowledge is amazing and all the details that she's put together. And I feel blessed that I am the one who has been able to be able to ride along with that and share some of my love for
Love the
crafting
Stamp
as well.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyways, thank you so much. Again, if you want more information about how you can obtain your own one sheet wonderful die system, go ahead and check the link below or go to my site, createscout.com. Thank you so much
Bye.
for taking the time to spend with us,
Bye.
and you have a great day. Bye, everyone.